Japan expected many things when its fleet attacked Pearl Harbor: shock, panic, hesitation, and at the very least, time. Time to fortify its empire, time to negotiate from a position of strength, time to strike again if needed. But on December 8, 1941, inside the halls of Tokyo's government, Prime Minister Hideki Tojo received news that would shatter every assumption Japanese leaders held. The United States had declared war, unanimously, instantly, and with a fury none of Japan's advisors predicted. Tojo reportedly paused, stunned, before whispering a phrase that shocked the cabinet around him. "This was faster than we imagined. America is not the hesitant nation we believed." In that single moment, Japanese leadership realized the war they had planned was not the war they were going to get. What was meant to be a limited strike had awakened something far larger, a nation that did not hesitate, did not bargain, and did not fear the cost of war. The Japanese High Command had banked everything on one belief: America would be slow to understand the situation, slow to mobilize, slow to decide whether war was worth the cost. Japan's army, navy, diplomats, and strategists all agreed that Americans, wealthy, comfortable, and thousands of miles from the Pacific, would not rush into a long war. They imagined debates, political fights, public hesitation, and unwilling Congress. Instead, they got the opposite. Within hours of Pearl Harbor, the United States united with a level of national will Japan believed impossible. Factories switched to wartime production before the first flames in Hawaii had died. Recruitment offices overflowed. Newspapers called it a date which will live in infamy, and the American public echoed the words with a resolve that stunned even U.S. leaders. When Tojo heard that Congress had voted for war almost unanimously, with only one vote in dissent, he reportedly said, "A tiger has awakened faster than we predicted." It was the first sign that Japan had fatally underestimated the enemy's spirit. Inside the Imperial General Headquarters, a private emergency session began. No crowds, no cameras, no patriotic speeches. Just the cold realization that Japan's strategic assumptions were collapsing. Admirals warned that the Pacific Fleet would be rebuilt. Generals admitted Japan lacked the industrial base for a long conflict. Economists revealed that raw materials would run out within months unless victory came quickly. One advisor told Tojo bluntly, "Prime Minister, America will fight with its entire strength. We expected hesitation, not vengeance." Another warned, "We have started a war we cannot afford unless the enemy loses the will to continue. But the United States seems to grow stronger when challenged." Tojo listened in silence. That silence itself terrified his officers more than any words. Because for the first time, the Japanese Prime Minister understood the full weight of what had been unleashed. When the room fell quiet, Tojo finally spoke the sentence that historians still point to as the most revealing remark made by any Japanese leader after Pearl Harbor. "We have awakened a monster, and we must now see if we can choke it before it rises." This was not a statement of confidence. It was a statement of fear. Tojo believed an attack on Pearl Harbor would frighten the United States, not enrage it. He believed America would negotiate, not mobilize faster than any nation in history. He expected a slow, reluctant enemy, not a united republic with 130 million people demanding retribution. And when he realized America had declared war instantly, without hesitation, he understood that Japan was now locked in a struggle it was not built to win. Even in those early days, before the battles of Midway, Guadalcanal, Leyte Gulf, and Okinawa, Tojo knew Japan had entered a race against time. A short war,
Japan might win. A long war, America would win. But Pearl Harbor had guaranteed a long war. Japan had hoped to break America's will with one decisive strike. Instead, it did the opposite. It ignited a national resolve so powerful that every factory, every shipyard, every soldier, pilot, and civilian became part of a single unified purpose. Tojo's final remark that day captured the growing dread inside the Japanese government. If America chooses to fight with all its strength, then our path will be filled with suffering. History would prove him right.